All right, welcome to my dining room. Today we're going to do a little project. Let's build ourselves a little uh, workbench for the Arduino project for ECE 474. So starting off, we're going to need some materials. Get that tab here. First of all, a cardboard box. Here's one that will turn out to be just about right. And some insulated solid wire that's on your required parts. This is 22 gauge, which is the kind you really need for the solderless breadboards. You don't need exactly 22 gauge to do this part. And duct tape. Duct tape is like the Force in Star Wars. It has a light side and a dark side, and it holds the universe together. All right. And then we need some tools. You've got your box cutter. If you're a little worried about safety, use heavy duty scissors instead to cut the cardboard. A pen, wire cutters and strippers, and needle nose pliers. And last but not least, a paper clip. Okay, so let's get started. I'm sorry I don't have a nice overhead camera for this, so we're just going to pivot down to a large cutting board we have so we can cut cardboard and not worry about it. We're going to start with the measurements. The outline is in the right up there, and it wants 13.5 inches by 10 inches. Forgive the imperial units, the metric units are in the document. And so what do we have? Well, this thing is just about the right length for 13.5. And in terms of width, 10 inches, I don't know if you can see this over here, but it's kind of over the fold. And yeah, you can cut beyond the fold. I'm going to just see if I can get away with 9.5 roughly, because that's where these existing lines are, and that'll maybe go a little smoother. So I'm going to cut these lines right here and over here, and that's giving me 9.5. I'm hoping that's going to be good enough instead of the 10. For starters, we're going to always cut away from your body with a box cutter. In case it slips and goes flying, it doesn't cut you. And so now I'm cutting this part. Well, I think I'll cut it flat. This is close to my body, but not directly in line. Same with here. Let's stay safe. All right. And now we've got our workbench. And of course, we're going to use this nice clean side, not the side with the branding on it. And so let's get the length right. I'm going to take this clean edge to be my top. And I'm going to go down 13.5 inches. This is only a 12-inch ruler. So we're going to make a tick mark, little tiny tick mark, and go more 1.5 inches more. Just enough. And the same on the other side. And we'll draw a line. We'll just go ahead and cut along this ruler. Okay. So now this is 9.5 by 13.5, almost right. And now we're going to do the fold lines and do the fold lines on the printed part so we can hide that later. So we'll make some measurements. The first one is 2 inches according to the drawing. The next one is 2 3/4. and 3.5. And then we'll go to the other side. 2 inches, 2 3/4, 3.5. And we'll draw these lines lightly. Maybe not strictly necessary to draw them. I kind of like to. If they're not lined up, split the difference so that you stay parallel to the corrugations on the cardboard. Okay, I've got my fold lines. And then I'm going to score them, which means to just press on them a little bit with the tip of the pen, not straight down, but at an angle, and just kind of crease the paper a little bit. Don't cut the paper, really. This will just help it fold in the right place when it's time. I cut the paper a little bit there. It's okay. All right. And when it's time, we're just going to fold like that, and it'll just fold in the right place. But for now, we have our, and up here is the top. This is going to be folded under. So let's identify the top of our workbench, which is 3.5 inches from the top. So we'll go up here on the clean side. We'll make a mark at 3.5 and another mark at 3.5. And we'll just remember with a light line where the top is. All right, great. Now we've got our piece and it's scored. And so now it's time to mount stuff. So we've got our Arduino Mega. I'm going to take the cord out. We got other stuff like our Rex Qualis solderless breadboards. Doesn't have to be that brand, of course. We'll go ahead and take these out. And you're familiar with these, I'm sure. And we'll start with the Arduino. And we're going to mount it near the top in the center, like the CAD diagram shows. And we're going to have our breadboards like this, and another one in the middle, more or less like that. And we're going to have, we got our speaker, our little 8-ohm speaker. This could be an external speaker like a PC speaker. We're going to put that there. And I have this LCD display is an older model with a bigger PC board. It's not going to fit great, but I could just put it there. This one I happen to have lying around. I may put that in. Okay, so that's our layout. We're going to start just with the Arduino. We're going to hold it in place. And this is where our paperclip comes in. And we are going to prepare the paperclip for use as follows. Bend it open. And we're going to poke the cardboard. Get it approximately centered through the mounting holes of the Arduino. Just make sure you pop the top surface of the Arduino cardboard. And now I have 4 little punctures in the cardboard in the mounting locations for the Arduino holes. And now I'm going to make sure those actually go all the way through. So we'll punch them. Okay, and now we're going to kind of strap the Arduino down with our wire. And we're going to pick a color. Since it's blue Arduino, we're going to color coordinate. And I need about two times the distance between these holes. So I'll take that much and I'll cut it with the wire cutter. Don't really have to strip it. And do not strip it. We want this insulated so it holds the Arduino down, but it does not short anything. So we pull it through the Arduino kind of tight, like that. And then we push it through the holes. One. You need a big paper clip so your hole is big enough. The wire, I'm not sure mine is quite big enough. Straighten it out. Put it through. Put it through. And then we're going to pull those tight. Until everything's lying flat. It looks good. Okay, that's tight on the top. And I may have loosened it. We're going to twist them together. This is a very high-tech approach here. And it looks good on the top. This is really solid, actually. It's the first time I've built it, especially once we get a second one on the bottom. We got a few turns there so we can trim it. Probably diagonal cutters would be better for this. There's the bottom one. And we'll make another one for, the top one, and we'll make another one for the bottom with two times the length. And we cut. Stick it through. And pull them tight. Takes a little bit of plier force to get them nice and flat. Just for looks. And to hold it tight. And that's good because you might like pull and push on the Arduino when you're mounting stuff. Twist it a little, nice and tight. Cut it kind of flush. All right, that's not going anywhere. It's really solid. All right, that's good. Now our proto boards, our breadboard, wireless solderless breadboards are even easier. We're going to just snap them down with the self-adhesive back here. Peel it off. I'm assuming we only get one shot at this, so I'm going to try and be neat and press it down. And this is one reason we haven't folded the thing yet. Okay, that's rock solid. Do the other one. Line it up with the edges. Make it look kind of good. All right. Oh, I did my numbers upside down on this, but I never read those numbers anyway. There's little numbers here, and on this one I did it upside down. No big deal. And then we'll sort of stick this one in. I kind of made those close. That's because I cut corners on the width of the cardboard because my CAD model was correct, but we'll just stick this in. Maybe here. And there's a little tab that's in the way. All right, that's great. That's very solid. Nothing's moving. Everything's good. And finally, the speaker. So on my speaker, okay, well, we have a little repair. I took some Arduino plug leads and soldered them to the speaker terminal, and it just broke off on me. So I'm going to have to repair those before we continue, but I'm going to just mount it anyway using the same technique as the Arduino. So I'm going to sort of place it and make some punctures. below the holes. Actually, you know, if you want, you can just place it upside down. I'm sure it's still going to be audible. And certainly for puncturing the holes, this is easier. This is a little more compact. And I think I'm going to place mine upside down, and that way I can solder after the fact and repair this later. So that one broke off too. What do you know? So the speaker will go with red. And again, we want two lengths there. Cut the wire. You don't need to strip the wire. Oh, I didn't puncture this fully, so don't forget to puncture all the way through. Hopefully I can figure out the fast forward your video feature. Also for this speaker, if some of you have like an old computer speaker, any 4 to 8 ohm speaker would work. It doesn't have to, you don't have to buy a speaker. It's hard to get these in small quantities, but you could get together. 10 of them cost $11. I'll get these tight and twist it. And cut it, trim it, and we'll make another red one just to keep it really secure. A little extra for the twist. Now my speaker's installed, and you can figure out the last step, which is your LCD display. So let's assume that's done, and now we're going to, here's where the magic happens, where the duct tape comes in. So we fold on the first fold, fold on the second fold, and fold a little bit on the third fold to make the sort of shelf aspect there. And I sort of designed that to be a 90-degree angle back here. It doesn't have to be exact. So now the duct tape, we'll take a nice piece. Most of the way, doesn't have to even be the whole way, and cut it. Duct tape is a very high-tech material. And there, we are finished. Your project will stay in one piece. It's easy to find. There are maybe, you know, some of these things could get caught on the bottom, and so we might put a little duct tape over those just to kind of smooth their profile. And there we have it. You've got a 474 lab bench. Everything you need to do labs. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel.